We've started down the road back to the Philippines for 2022, and I'm going to share with you where we are on that road right now. I hope you'll stick around. Hey guys, before we get started with today's video, just like to ask you to do us a favor. Give the video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. These two things help this young and growing channel more than you could ever know, and we're so grateful for those who have done so, and grateful if you'd consider doing both those things today. So without further delay, let's get on with the content. Hey, welcome back to the USA to Philippines Life channel. After a little bit of time off for me, as most of you guys know, I had a little surgery that I had to take care of, as advised by the surgeon to get it taken care of prior to taking a trip to the Philippines. That's what the doctor said, so that's what I did. If you follow the channel, you know that the surgery was supposed to take place on January 11th, and it got bumped due to the Omicron surge. 2/22/22 was the day that it happened. Hey, it had been quite a while since I had any kind of surgery. I'm talking I was a kid in the 70s. Last time I had any kind of surgery. This was done in the Center for Ambulatory Surgery, same-day surgery center at the facility where we work. I was pleasantly surprised by the whole experience. Although there was a little bit of a complication, it was supposed to have been just done. And again, we're talking hernia repair for anybody who cares to know. It was a hernia repair, inguinal hernia repair, which is the groin hernia repair. They were fantastic. It was supposed to be done with this Da Vinci robot, which if you've never seen a Da Vinci surgical robot, it looks like something out of Star Wars. It's pretty impressive. Basically, they make three little slits in your belly, two for the ports for the tools and lights and robot arms, and another tool for the camera, I'm assuming. So that's what they did. Unfortunately, what has to happen is your part of your insides, when you have a hernia, an inguinal hernia, that kind of falls down into parts where it shouldn't be. So they basically, the old days, they cut you open in your groin and they stuff it back up where it belongs and put a little patch in there and make sure it doesn't happen again and close you up. It's very common from what I'm told. I know my father had it done on both sides in his 80s. But as in my case, we went in and everything was beautiful. I of course got the VIP treatment, 25 years there. Appreciated that. Everybody was great. We get to the procedure, which I don't know because they put me out. Last thing I remember was, okay, take a deep breath, and was waking up in the recovery room. But the surgeon went out and spoke to my wife and explained to her what had happened. And what had happened is, with the three slits, as I explained earlier, the robot arm goes in and kind of pulls things back where they belong from inside. I've seen video of it. They look like little robot claws. They're pretty cool. But in my case, the part of my insides, it was stuck in my groin. So they had to actually do a partial open procedure. So they had to do a incision in my groin as well, and push that stuff back in, and then put the patch in, and then they fillet. It's like they fillet you on the inside with the robot. And yeah, it's pretty impressive, but it's uncomfortable when you wake up in a few days after, as you can imagine. I was very sore, still a little sore. And for someone who, I guess I lived with this condition for several years, I think it was longer. I don't remember having symptoms, though, in 2019 when we were in the Philippines. I don't remember having symptoms there. it really started to bother me around the time that COVID first hit, and it was bothering my legs. I guess everything being jammed in my groin there, it created like a nervy sensation in my legs. But that's all gone now. I've noticed immediately when I got up in the recovery room and sat in a little wheel recliner, and as soon as I got up, I didn't feel that feeling anymore, so I knew that was fixed. So I'm pretty happy about that. The recovery took a little longer than I thought it would, and I think that's partially because this kind of turned into an open procedure, which I had read that in some cases the doctor may choose to go with an open procedure, and that's exactly what happened in my case. So with that, next up on our road back to the Philippines is going to be a needed trip to New York, which isn't far, but we're not city slickers. We don't go to New York. We're not, we don't. I have my reasons why I don't like to go to New York. It's a shame, I guess, because I live so close, but we just prefer not to go. In this case, we have to go, and that's because we need to go visit the Philippine consulate and update some travel documents for my wife. So we'll be doing that. I know she was off with me. She's back at work right now. She had indicated to me that she was ready to go and do that. So she needs to make the appointment. And then I think we're just going to rent a car service for the day to drop us off there. But we're going to take you guys with us for that. I tried to do a day in the life chronicle of my surgery, but I did a little clip sitting here early in the morning before the car picked us up to take us to the hospital. And once I was there, I felt funny doing video. There was always somebody in and out, nurses and PCTs and doctors, and being that it's a teaching hospital, there's a lot of students that come in and talk to you, which is nice. Introduce themselves. Hi, I'm going to be observing your procedure. Very nice that happens there. But this one we're going to take you guys on, and because that's going to be pivotal. Says we need to download some forms. She's going to fill them out, make a deposit, make an appointment, and then her and I'll take a day off of work, and we'll bring you guys with us. Now I'm trying to move up the timetable of the trip. I know she can't get the time off until after Labor Day. Being that it's the hospital, they can't give her a month off in prime vacation season, which is what we were going to first do is the summer. So it's more than likely going to be, we're already in the spring, so I don't want to buy the tickets in a short window because I think they'll definitely be a lot more expensive than they will be if I buy them within the next month or so. I want to go in September. I want to go early September 2022, which is not really that far away in the scheme of things. But my wife wants to go around All Saints Day, like mid-October to mid-November, or late October to the third week of November. We did that the last trip, and we have a lot of birthdays that coincide. My wife's birthday, my birthday, the kids' birthdays, our little cousin's birthday. We're all days apart, and we had a wonderful party when we were there with 2 big giant cakes and lechon, a whole lechon. And it was coincided with All Saints Day, which, if you're familiar with Filipino culture, is quite an experience. If you've not experienced All Saints Day, it's very cool, guys. Now, here's the conflict between my wife and I with the timing of the trip. She wants to do it then around All Saints Day. I want to go as early as possible. Now, the reason I want to go as early as possible is I don't think this pandemic is over. I think we're going to get hit with another wave, and it's going to complicate things again. That's what I believe. It's going to complicate things at work in terms of us not being able to take the time off, and it's going to complicate travel things. Also, look what's going on in the Ukraine. Again, you say, well, it's a world away, Mike. How could that have anything to do with travel? Well, I'll tell you. They're shutting down they won't let Russian planes fly through American airspace. I know when we travel from the U.S. to the Philippines, we go up over Canada, over Alaska, we fly through Russian airspace. And then Chinese airspace. You come out on the other side by Hong Kong over there. So I don't know what that's all going to do to the flight paths. It's going to probably add some time and cost to the trips. So I would keep that in mind as we traverse through these tricky times. And then, as I've been saying in previous videos, as Russia is to the Ukraine, so is China to Taiwan. We need to watch that, what's going on there. Now, if that starts heating up over there, that's going to heat up that whole region, South China Sea. So it's a lot of variables that are going on. People don't seem to pay attention to that stuff. I do. Maybe I'm foolish for doing it, but I just see bumps in the road, potential bumps in the road for traveling back and forth freely from the U.S. to the Philippines this year. So that remains to be seen, and that's where we are currently. So upcoming surgery, done, off the list. I'm still out of work. I think I'm going to be back Monday. Need to follow up with the doctor, just check in. Hey, how you doing? Still got a lot of swelling. I'm not going to tell you where. That's not something that I was looking forward to. I read about it, that it was something that could happen, and sure enough, but hopefully with the passing days, that'll go away. But that's next up on our list will be our trip to New York, to the Philippine consulate. And then from there, we'll probably start really hammering down a timeline for our trip. And I'll start to purchase when I get a camera, when I'm thinking of getting a kind of a GoPro, maybe not a GoPro, but similar to a GoPro. I think is more suitable for walking through the airports and doing my thing when I get there. I think this camera that I'm using now is probably not really good for that, although it's small, compact enough. It's a Canon SX740HS. It's not a high-end Canon camera, but it's pretty good. We bought this for our last trip in 2019. I really didn't use it. I use my phone. We're also going to upgrade our phones before we go to the new Samsung S22 Ultra, which is supposed to have a pretty fantastic camera on that. So we'll have that to use, and this new camera that I'll probably pick up, as well as any other gear that I think I might need. Airline tickets. I've already started researching. I've been researching. For us, the one that keeps coming up seems to be Turkish Airlines, and I noticed some very popular vloggers that have been traveling around. They're kind of in our genre, our Philippines American, even though they're not American. They seem to fall under the Phil-Am community. They traveled a lot over the past several months, and they flew aboard Turkish Airlines. That seems to be a good bet for travel to the Philippines. The airline seems to be high-end. The cost was relatively low for the tickets. The layover in Istanbul was, an hour and 45 minutes, and then there was another flight I looked up, was about 7 hours. But the airport there, watching their vlog, the airport there in Istanbul is pretty fantastic. So even if you're stuck there for 6-7 hours, there's plenty to do and eat, and so that doesn't seem to bother me. So that might be the route that we go. The other one that keeps popping up high on the list is Singapore Airlines, which is a fantastic airline. I've not flown with them, but just judging the reviews, and they seem to have been unscathed by the pandemic. They seem to be standing strong. So they have a good flight, few flights that fit our needs. So Singapore Airlines could potentially be, I'm going to avoid Philippine Airlines this trip. We took them the last time out of New York. We flew out of New York, not from New Jersey. We actually car serviced out to New York, JFK. We flew out of there just to avail the Philippine Airlines direct flight. But hey, listen, the crew was great. The food wasn't bad. I found the aircraft, the Airbus, to be a little bit hard on the backside compared to the Boeing. Maybe that's just me. It was a beautiful aircraft, but I just found it to be uncomfortable inside. And I don't know, just seems frequent travelers to the Philippines are avoiding Philippine Airlines, so I'm inclined to do the same. But with that, I'm going to wrap this, my first video back on YouTube. Forgive me if I rambled a little bit. Really wasn't sure what I was going to do. I just wanted to address, obviously, the surgery was an interruption in the flow, but with good reason, because this now begins our steps towards our trip back to the Philippines this year, which is going to be the highlight of the year for us. So if you've not done so yet, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you get all the notifications. As I said, we're going to be doing our trip to the Philippine consulate. We got the Philippines trip itself coming up. So you don't want to miss that. Those are going to be, plus we're going to film a crap load of content while we're in the Philippines. So you don't want to miss any of that. So we're going to show you some of the stuff we got going on over there. So I definitely hope that you'll subscribe and click the bell so you can stay with us on our little journey here. And if you like the video, give it a like. Go back and watch some of the other videos if you don't mind. Check them out. Give those a like too. Helps the channel a lot. This channel, as I've said before, it's not really something that I'm doing to earn a living. I'm just doing it because I needed a hobby at this stage of my life. I need a hobby. I need something to get my mind off of work, and I do enjoy editing the videos and whatnot. And going forward, it's like I planted a seed. At some point, if any income comes from this in the future, when I'm retired in the Philippines, then that's a good thing. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I hope everybody's well. And appreciate the well wishes that I received when I recovering from the surgery. It's good. And hey, is anybody in the Philippines now? That's something I'm curious about since I've been offline. Shoot it in the comments if you're over in the Philippines. Let me know how your trip went. How's it going over there? Come across any situations there that you didn't anticipate, let us know about it. But with that, I'm going to wrap this video up. As we always like to say, wherever you are in the world, stay well, stay safe, stay blessed, and we'll see you real soon with another video. Take care.